Hi guys, I hope you're well. I'm also well. My name is Caroline Kihugo and this is Carol on the Move YouTube channel. Today is on a Sunday. I'm going to have a sit down and my legs has been in pain since Friday. I danced a lot throughout the night and I felt like pampering myself a little bit on a budget, of course. I hope this doesn't bother you. It's just there to prevent me from spilling on the couch. That is the water. And the reason I'm here today is because there are things that I've learned throughout the year and probably some throughout the past years, especially concerning business, concerning YouTube, and concerning life. And even before I forget about this, I was part of the KCB bank group. That, for anybody who doesn't know, the KCB bank or the KCB group has a program that in conjunction with, what do we call it? I'm forgetting the name, but they're teaching entrepreneurs about business strategies. And I did attend one here in Murang'a County at Keno. We were meeting at Golden Palm. Actually, I've not attended some of them, but I did attend at least one. And one thing I learned from that is in case you have a loan, and at the moment, especially at this point where business is not as easy or money is tight, you can always go to the bank and renegotiate or like have a different plan from the one you had previously. And maybe if, let's say for example, if you are paying 100 shillings, 100,000, and at the moment you don't have the 100,000, or you feel like with the way things are going, it is kind of difficult to pay the 100,000, you can always go back, renegotiate, and tell them this is the amount I can pay monthly. Maybe out of the 100, maybe I can pay the 50,000. It is always possible. I've learned that it is always possible. All you need to do is go back to the bank, talk to your loan, what are they called? Loan manager, or what are they called anyway? You know them. Talk to them, tell them I've been initially paying 100,000 and I'm not in a position to pay the 100,000. So, but I'm comfortable paying maybe 50,000, maybe 60,000, just the amount. It is possible. The only difference that is going to make is that the interest will obviously change, but it's so possible. That's one thing I've learned, and maybe I wanted to mention before I forget, because once you start talking, sometimes your brain goes all over the place. My scrubber is almost over. I'm just going to scrub my legs. If there is something that 2020 has taught me a lot about money, if there is something I've learned in this year 2024, is about investment. And I think I've made one of the biggest mistakes concerning investment. I think I've also I've learned quite a lot concerning investments, and especially this year. And one thing I really appreciate the most is never invest because your friends are investing. Never invest because it feels right, because everybody else is doing is doing so. Unless you are comfortable, unless you understand it, please don't. And personally, from where I stand or from where I sit, I think I'll prefer investing in a money market fund or in shares or in T-bills and T-bonds instead of having these two small, not too small, these investing circles or not circles, or how am I going to put it? Like you remember, me telling you about investing in a farm that sells shares just because everybody around me was doing it. And looking back right now, I feel like that was one of the biggest mistakes I made. Like, for example, it's not even a lot, but the fact that I did so because of the influence alone says a lot. The fact that I did it out of familiarity was such a huge mistake. Like, right now I can look back and say, maybe I thought I would get rich quicker if I did so because I thought, see, after sometimes I just get a piece of land. Looking back right now, being one person who has invested in shares before, being a person who has some money in money market fund, actually not a lot, but somehow we are improving it. Anybody who knew me, I've not been a saver. Like, I used to be this person who lives a day at a time. Like, I lived with the YOLO, and right now I feel like I'm quite changing. I'm doing much better in terms of savings. So looking back, I'll definitely consider investing in something like the money market fund, the T-bills, the T-bonds, the shares, such kind of things. Things that are actually regulated by the Capital Market Authority, other than just any circle or other than just any financial firm that comes up today and they show me how much I'll get richer quick. So, and you can always, the best thing with this is with the money market fund or the shares is you can always track your money online. So it's much easier to know what's going on rather than just investing it in something like that is 50-50 and you don't know if it's ever gonna work. And especially if you are someone who is starting. Unless you are a person who doesn't worry about risking a lot, if you know that you have enough and even if you lost that amount, you'll be okay, then you can always risk more. But if you know you're not that person or you're not okay with losing money, then of course don't go for such kind of investments just because everybody is doing them, just because you think you grow rich quicker by doing so. Yeah. And just to remind you, I've done the shares and I've done the, what do we call them, the money market. Of course nothing is 100% sure. Of course nothing is 100% perfect that you get your returns 100%. Of course not. So just do your research, do your due diligence before investing in anything. Something else I learned throughout, not just this year, but throughout, especially from 2020 to maybe now, is about partnership, and especially with friends. Wow. Personally, I don't think I'll ever partner with friends or partner with family, because from a point of view or from the experience, partnering with friends will, one, maybe cost you friendship, two, cost you money, three, cost you in the business. simply because you are too close to each other, you trust each other a lot, and such kind of thing. I want to believe the only people, or the only things that actually partner and are successful are the big firms or the big investors, because one, they have done their due diligence. Two, they are not like driven by emotions. The problem with investing with or partnering with a friend is there's too much emotions attached. There are too many emotions involved. So at the end of the day, you might lose money because you don't want to hurt your friend. You might lose that friend because you trusted them too much and you thought, this is my friend, this is my friend, I know them too well, so there is no way they're going to like go behind my back. This is just my friend. I don't need to like have a contract or an agreement signed. Whereas the other person doesn't think the same, or maybe they even think the same, but along the way something comes up and people change. Like, for example, I'll not mention the person because I'm sure they will not be comfortable with me mentioning them. So there's this person. They went into a partnership with a friend, and the kind of business they were doing required them to have a lot of money, or to invest a lot of money. So because they had done business for quite some time, even the bank trusted them. They would get big loans. They will get, you see the kind of trust you have with the bank once you've invested with them for some time. So for them, it even got to a point that even the manager knew them, so they didn't have to go to the bank, the two of them. The person only needed to sign from wherever they are. Then the other partner will just go to the bank on themselves. And for them, they had even delegated jobs. So the one who was quite good with accounts was the person in charge of the money. So they have gotten this contract or this job, and this job requires them to have quite a huge capital. So how will they get the capital? Of course, they had to go to the bank. And since they had been good to the bank, they would always pay their money or their loan on time. They were given the amount. And on the day that they were going to receive the money, or they were going to start the capital, so let's say, for example, I'm the one in charge of the accounts, and my partner is in charge of operations. So what do? My friend goes to the place that we are going to get the materials to start this job. So, and I got the bank to go get the money. So what do? After receiving the money, I call my partner. I'm coming, I have the money, I'm coming. So what do? I clear out every single cent in that account. I take a cab. I take a cab. I move out of the country. This person is still waiting for me. I'm still telling them, I'm coming, I'm on my way. There's a jam. And we agree, let me get out of the car because of the jam. I'll just take a motorbike. So what do? Take a motorbike to that place. It's not even far, it's like 40 minutes drive. But I know that I am not on my way to that person, but I'm on my way to a different country because I had everything figured out. But I will not even tell my people where I'm going. Anyway, to cut the long story short, I leave my friend paying for the loan because one, I am nowhere to be found. I've left nothing for this person to work with. And of course, the bank wants their money. The company is in both their names, so So who will the bank get to easier to recover their money? Of course my partner, because he's somewhere to be found and he's available, and also because there was his signature, so of course it means that he knows where the money is. So to cut the long story short, my partner was left paying the debt and I go enjoy the money. Nobody knows where I am, just like that. So partnership with friendship is quite tricky. Whether it works for now, but in the long run, you end up like losing the friendship, you lose the money, you lose a lot of things actually. So for me, I wouldn't advise for partnership with friends unless there is a lot of due diligence, unless there is a lot of legal things involved, unless there is a lot of contract agreements and all that, which is very rare for most of us. So something else I've learned throughout the year, or even especially since I started doing business, is the people who are closer to you will not support you. I think I've mentioned this before. When I started this YouTube channel, I would really ask my friends to subscribe, like just as a subscription. I'm not even requesting you to watch. All I need is for you to at least subscribe so that YouTube can see that this person has a following and maybe push my videos. I remember there is this person, I'm just speaking, okay, no, so many of them didn't subscribe, but at least there's this person I remember asking them since 2018 or 20 what? Because I started this channel like 3 years ago in 2023 minus 3, well, in 2024, sorry, minus 3 years. I think there, 2020, 2019, there, around there. You can imagine since 2019 or 2020, I'm not so sure exactly when, I used to request this person to like subscribe for me. And imagine they just subscribed this year. And I was like, wait, well, it's okay. And even maybe the person could be one of the people who unsubscribed after. So your friends will not like support whatever you're doing, not just for content creation, also for business. Because whenever I started cleaning business, I would tell so many people about it, but nobody trusted me. Nobody even, like, even now, nobody closer to me has ever given me a job. I think the only person who gave me a job, I think I've only had 2 people who gave me jobs and are closer to me. And they're not even that close because one was my boss. One was a former boss. I used to collect waste for him. The other person, I wouldn't say they're that close because they gave me a cleaning job and I messed up. That was my first client actually. I'll not mention his name, but wherever you are, oh, I almost mentioned his name. But wherever you are, sir, thank you very much for trusting in me. Although I messed up, I'm sorry about that, but I really appreciate it. Also, I had another friend who recommended me. Thank you very much, Gerard. You recommended me, although I also did mess up. But I really appreciate for that. So if you're starting today, in short what I'm saying, if you're starting anything today, start without expecting anybody who is closer to you to like support you, because they will not support you. And even those who are closer to you, like your parents, will not understand what you're telling them. Okay, it's not for your parents, I don't want to believe it's because they don't believe in you, but it's because they're afraid that you will start and not like you will start and regret it in the future, because they feel like, what if it doesn't work? What if you will struggle and end up in stress or in depression? Like, for parents, I want to believe it's a way of pushing you and making you understand, yes, it's an option, but you have to work hard for it to make it happen. I want to believe such, because when I started, I've told this story before, and I told you a disclaimer that it's not that my mom was against me or like she didn't believe in me. It's because she worried that I'll probably fall into depression or not be comfortable. So she had the best for me at heart. So I really appreciate it. Right now, my mom is the proudest. Whenever you listen to her, and like, okay, you listen to her telling stories to her friends that my daughter does this, my daughter does this, my daughter does this. And especially like now I graduated, like, she's the proudest actually. Whenever I started my certificate back in 2018 at Shiners, I didn't think that I would ever finish until now that I've done my diploma, and I was like, hey, this is a lot. Will I even pass? It used to be a lot, because especially while doing my diploma, it was at this time when I started NECO cleaning services. I've done diploma while still working at NECO cleaning services, and it used to be stressing going to class. You know, by then when I started NECO, I had not stopped working. I still did go to work, like in 8 to 5. So most of the time you're supposed to go to work, you have to collect waste. By then I had stopped doing cleaning, but I will still do waste management. So you can imagine, I have a class to attend. I have an 8 to 5. And at that time, you either have classes in the morning from 5 or after 5. And especially after 5, sometimes it was kind of difficult, because anybody who has worked in a law firm, you know, sometimes you're sent out of the continent, out of the county, and maybe you get late. So what will you do? You just call in absence from class. So for me, starting diploma was not easy. It felt like an achievable dream. It felt like a lot. Until now that I am done with diploma, well, I feel like it's been God all through. It's been God. And also right now my company this is the fourth year actually since I registered it, but it's the third year since I started working on my own. At some point we had partnered, but in 2021 it went on their own ways, especially from May. Yeah, I started working on my own from May up until now. So God has been great. God has been faithful. I've done quite odd jobs up until to a point that I felt like this entrepreneurship is not for me. I've quit a lot of times. I've woken up and said, I'm not doing this thing anymore. I need to go back to work. I need to get a job. Ever since I started this content creation, I think I'm one of the people who have taken the longest to even have subscribers. Right now I'm at 982, and it's taken a lot of time to even get to that 982, because today you're okay, you're motivated, you vlog. Tomorrow you just don't want to do anything. You just don't want anything to do with content creation, because either people unsubscribed, either people didn't watch, either people around you are talking shit about it. So wasn't easy. I even remember complaining in one of these vlogs the other day that I was tired of shooting because people are unsubscribing a lot. Up until Agnes Magu. Hi Agnes. She's also a content creator. Go check her out. Until I saw that comment that always post regardless of those who unsubscribe, because your people will find you, and especially those who unsubscribe are mostly your friends or are mostly people closer to you. People who just subscribe for the sake of showing you that they are subscribed and unsubscribe. Ever since I decided I'll not think about that, but do it. I wanted to do journalism after high school, but I didn't for the fear of not getting a job. But I've always enjoyed like being in front of a camera talking. And especially being one person who is very opinionated, YouTube makes me happy a lot. Anyway, something else I've learned about life is you cannot please everyone. Like, not everybody will be happy for you. Even those who are positive, especially who comments positive, don't take to heart, because the same people who are positive about the things you do today might talk negative about it tomorrow. So never take it to heart, whether they are good responses or bad responses. Never take them to heart, because if you do, at the end of the day you will like hold to heart, and tomorrow the same people don't say good things about me anymore. I'll be like, why are these people hating on me? Yeah, they don't know me. Why are these people not being kind to me? Well, I forgot. Yesterday they were good to me and I didn't feel bad about it. So I do read comments, but sometimes I just don't want to take them to heart. I filter things. Over the time I've learned to filter things, and especially, okay, I don't have much experience on YouTube, but I've some experience concerning business, especially going for 3 years. This is the 4th year. It's not a joke. You have the same people who like are rude. You have the same people who will be so kind to you today, and tomorrow you will hear them talking negative about you. So always learn to filter. Never take anything to heart, because people change. People are not loyal. Something else is you don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Whatever it is you want to do today, start it. You don't have to wait until it's perfect, because there is no point or time that it's ever going to be perfect. So just start anyway, and along the way things will fall into place. Just start anyway and know that it's okay to fail. The only thing that is not okay is not starting over or not waking up after you failed. Because if you never rise up after failing, then you failed. Otherwise, if you come up, if you start over, or if you rethink, or you like re-strategy after failing, then you are not a failure. Always start over and know that failure is inevitable. Nobody is ever 100% perfect. Whether you've mastered your skill or not, you can never be 100%. Another thing I've learned is always learn daily, learn new things. Like, if you do the same thing repeatedly, you'll never learn, you'll never move. Like, work on yourself. You know, after doing my KCSE and I got what I got, I was so devastated. I felt like a failure. I felt like I should have done better. And I even remember going back to the social hall and thinking of redoing the KCSE. I even bought books. They might be somewhere at home. I even bought books, and I was like, I can resit this exam. Not even long ago, back in 2020. I think I was already over 20 years. So I had even already started doing the certificate course, and I was always like, I want to be better, I want to do better. But then along the way, I rethought about it, and I was like, what will change even after redoing the KCSE, unless I'm comfortable with myself, unless I am confident with myself. So I thought, why not go on with the course that I already started and do better, be better. And you know, the reason as to why I wanted to redo this KCSE is not because I so wanted to get an A or to get a nod. It's simply because the people I used to associate with were mostly in academia, and most of them used to make me feel like I didn't belong. Up until a point where I thought, no, these people, one, don't even care about me. All they care about is a reputation, who they are closer to, who they are around, what the people around them do. Being around them made me feel like I didn't belong, not because I was a failure, but because I was not up to the standard they were. But after rethinking about it and even talking about it with somebody, I was like, wait, you want to repeat because somebody else makes you feel like you are not good enough. But how about you make yourself better doing the things you actually love? Because these people, like for example, now that I have a company, or now that I'm doing cleaning, these people will never applaud you for starting something. These people will always only see that you're a failure in school because you are not as good as them in terms of what you achieved. Like they're in academic, so that's their field. Why feel bad about somebody else's field? And it's not actually who you are. Even after going back to school and doing my certificate and doing now my diploma, these people still sees you as a lesser person simply because you've not matched up to their expectations. It's okay, they have done their masters, their what do you call it? Their PhDs and all that, but that should be a motivation, not like a setback. These people should motivate you to be a better version of yourself. You want to go back to the school? Go back to the school, do better for you, not for anybody else. Not for like to build a portfolio or to like to show off or like to prove a point that you're better. Just go there because you want to make yourself better, you want to work on yourself. So yeah, don't live up to other people's expectations. Do better for you because you deserve it, not because everybody thinks you should do it. Let them motivate you, but don't take it to heart. Anyway, I feel like this video is already too long and my water is already too cold, so I'm just going to scrub my legs, put on a mask, and call it a night. Okay, something else before ending it, especially in terms of content creation, I feel like, especially on YouTube, I feel like shorts actually pushed me to have more subscribers. The short form of videos actually worked better for me this year than the long form because they have pushed my rankings. They have pushed my subscribers. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for this video. I'm going to like finish up on the scrubbing and the masking and call it a night. This video is supposed to go up tomorrow at 10. I'm still on the vlogmas, and people are the best, like, and I don't take it for granted. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers, and I believe we are going to make it. I believe we'll get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So thank you very much. Actually, these days I'm not even worried about the subscribers as much as I was before. These days I'm very appreciative of the engagement is actually going up. So thank you very much. Have a good night, or have a good morning, or have a good day, depending on the time you'll be watching this video. Till next time, bye. I need to get another mask. No, another scrub actually.